Some doors open only after you stop pushing. You may have stood before such a door inside yourself for a very long time. You pressed your hope against it. You leaned your whole weight into it. You searched for the right words, the right effort, the right plan, the right moment. You tried patience. You tried strength. You tried pretending you no longer cared whether it opened. Still, some part of you kept its hand on the handle. You thought that if you stepped away, everything might be lost. The chance might pass. The answer might disappear. The person might forget you. The future might choose someone else. The life you wanted might continue moving while you remained outside, waiting. So you pushed harder. You studied every silence. You examined every delay. You tried to understand what had gone wrong and what you needed to change. You made promises to yourself. You promised to become more disciplined, more positive, more useful, more understanding, more deserving. You believed the door would respond if you could become the correct version of yourself. It did not. That does not mean you failed. It may mean this door was never asking for force. It may mean your strength has already completed its work. It brought you this far. It kept you standing through days that emptied you. It helped you continue when nothing made sense. It protected the small flame of hope within you. But strength is not always expressed through pressure. Sometimes strength is the hand that finally softens around the handle. Sometimes courage is taking one quiet step back. Sometimes change begins in the space where effort ends. You do not have to understand that space yet. You do not have to feel ready to enter it. You do not have to agree with every word you hear. There is no test here. There is nothing you must prove. For now, you can rest near the doorway. You can stop pushing for a moment. The door will remain. What belongs beyond it will remain. You are not losing your future by giving your heart a little room to breathe. You have been carrying so much tension in places no one can see. You have carried it beneath ordinary conversations. You have carried it while answering messages, preparing food, finishing work, caring for others, and telling people that you were fine. You have carried it in the moments after the room became quiet. That is often when the holding becomes louder. The mind begins to replay what was said. It returns to the expression on someone's face. It changes the words you used and creates better answers after the moment has already passed. It imagines how everything might have been different if you had spoken sooner, remained silent longer, walked away earlier, or waited one more day. The mind believes that replaying the past might somehow change its ending. It believes that if it searches long enough, it will discover the hidden detail that explains everything. So it reopens old scenes. It studies old wounds. It returns to conversations that no longer exist anywhere except within you. You may know how exhausting this becomes. Your body is in one place, but your attention is pulled backward. Your eyes are looking at today, yet part of you is still standing in yesterday, trying to repair what cannot be changed through thought alone. You may also travel forward. You prepare for problems that have not happened. You hear difficult conversations before anyone speaks. You build responses to questions no one has asked. You picture disappointment arriving and try to become numb before it reaches you. You may call this preparation. At times, it is fear wearing the clothes of responsibility. You check because checking creates a brief feeling of control. You look again at the message. You check whether it was delivered. You wonder why the reply has not come. You search for signs in punctuation, timing, tone, distance, and silence. You look at what someone shared and what they did not share. You compare how they spoke before with how they speak now. You try to measure love through tiny changes. You try to calculate safety through attention. You try to protect yourself from surprise by watching everything. And each time you check, the mind asks for another check. The relief lasts only a moment. Then the uncertainty returns. You may do this with people. You may do it with work. You may do it with money, health, family, plans, or the future. The object changes, but the movement inside you remains the same. Reach, check, tighten, wait, reach again. You may wake with the feeling that something needs to be managed before the day has even begun. Before your feet touch the floor, the mind has opened its invisible files. It presents unfinished tasks, unpaid bills, unanswered questions, difficult people, delayed decisions, and all the ways life could become dare. The body receives these thoughts as instructions. The jaw tightens. The shoulders rise. The breath becomes smaller. The hands prepare to work before there is anything to hold. You may not even realize how often you brace. Bracing can become so familiar that peace feels strange. A quiet day may make you suspicious. A calm relationship may feel as though something is missing. A moment without crisis may create the urge to search for one. The nervous part of you may ask, "What am I forgetting?" It may believe that calm is carelessness. It may believe that worry keeps people safe. It may believe that tension is the price of being responsible. So even when life offers a little softness, you may remain prepared for impact. You may try to manage the feelings of everyone around you. You notice who is uncomfortable. You adjust your tone. You choose your words carefully. You hide your own needs because someone else already seems overwhelmed. You may enter a room and sense the atmosphere before anyone speaks. You know when someone is disappointed. You know when someone is distant. You know when something has changed. Then you begin trying to repair what may not be yours to repair. You become warmer, quieter, more helpful, more agreeable. You search for the right behavior that will restore connection. You carry the emotional weather of the room as though it is your personal assignment. When someone is unhappy, you wonder what you did. When someone withdraws, you wonder how to bring them back. When someone misunderstands you, you feel driven to explain until they see your heart correctly. You may spend hours trying to find the sentence that will finally make another person understand. You may believe that once they understand, you will be free. But your freedom cannot always wait for someone else's understanding. There are people who may never see the full truth of you. There are people who may know only the version that supports their own story. There are people who may receive your explanation through the filter of their pain, pride, fear, or expectation. This can hurt. It can feel deeply unfair. Still, you cannot force an open space inside another person. You cannot push their inner door. You may try to hold relationships together long after mutual care has left the room. You remember how it used to feel. You remember the closeness, the laughter, the plans, and the version of yourself that existed beside that person. You may not only be holding the relationship, you may be holding the time in which it once felt safe. You may be holding the future you imagined together. You may be holding the belief that love should be able to fix everything. You may be holding the hope that if you remain patient enough, useful enough, forgiving enough, or quiet enough, the old warmth will return. Hope can be beautiful. Hope can also become heavy when it asks you to abandon yourself. There is a difference between loving someone and carrying the entire connection alone. There is a difference between patience and disappearing. There is a difference between compassion and making excuses for what continues to wound you. You may already know this in your mind. The heart often takes longer. The heart does not move according to facts alone. It remembers touch. It remembers promises. It remembers the way someone once looked at you. It remembers how deeply you wanted it to work. So you may remain at a closed door, not because you are weak, but because something beautiful once happened there. You may also be holding an identity. You may be trying to remain the strong one, the dependable one, the calm one, the person who can always find a solution. Others may come to you because you listen. They may trust you because you do not fall apart in front of them. They may assume that you need less care because you have learned how to function while hurting. You may have helped so many people carry their burdens that no one noticed how full your own arms became. Perhaps you did not notice either. You became skilled at moving while overloaded. You learned to smile while tired. You learned to answer, "It is okay," before asking yourself whether it truly was. You learned to make space for everyone else and then felt guilty when you needed space of your own. You may fear that if you stop being strong, everything around you will collapse. You may fear that people will be disappointed. You may fear becoming a burden, so you keep going. You solve the next problem. You answer the next call. You complete the next task. You hold the next person. And later, when no one is watching, you wonder why you feel so far away from yourself. You may also hold tightly to a plan. You decided how life should unfold. You created a timeline. You believed that by a certain age, certain things would already be settled. You expected clarity, partnership, success, healing, recognition, stability, or a new beginning. Then life moved differently. A delay appeared, a door closed, someone changed, an opportunity did not arrive. A season lasted longer than you expected. Now part of you is not only facing uncertainty, it is grieving the schedule you believed in. You may look at others and feel left behind. You may see their celebrations and compare them with your waiting. You may wonder why their path appears to move while yours seems covered and unclear. Comparison can turn your own life into a courtroom. You gather evidence against yourself. You examine what others have and what you do not. You decide that their visible moment proves something about your value, but you rarely see the private cost of another person's path. You do not see every fear behind the photograph, every difficult conversation before the announcement, or every night they questioned themselves. You see one open window and compare it with your entire inner house. This is not fair to your heart. Still, the habit can be difficult to stop. You may scroll while feeling your energy sink. You may promise yourself that you will not compare, then discover that the mind has already begun. It counts achievements. It measures beauty. It calculates attention. It asks why your life has not reached the same place. Then you tighten your grip on your own plan. You decide you must work harder. You decide you must move faster. You decide there is no time to rest. The closed door becomes evidence that you must push with greater force. You may have lived this way for so long that stopping feels dangerous. What if I lose momentum? What if no one comes to help? What if life forgets me? What if the moment I rest is the moment everything falls apart? These fears can sound reasonable because they often speak in the language of duty. They say, be careful. They say, stay prepared. They say, do not become too comfortable. They say, you already know what happens when you trust. Fear can sound like wisdom when it has been speaking for many years. It can become the voice that organizes your days. It can decide whom you love, how much you reveal, what you attempt, and when you retreat. It can make holding on feel safer than moving forward. Some of what you hold may no longer be present in your outer life. The event ended. The person left. The season changed. The place is far behind you. But within the body, the door is still guarded. You may enter a new connection and expect the old wound. You may receive kindness and search for its hidden cost. You may hear praise and wait for criticism. You may be given an opportunity and immediately prepare for failure. You may want what is new while protecting yourself from it at the same time. This is one of the quiet conflicts of the heart. A part of you longs to open. Another part remembers what opening once cost. A part of you wants to believe. Another part keeps a record of every broken promise. A part of you wants to rest. Another part insists that rest must be earned. There is no shame in this conflict. There is no shame in having a protective part. You are not difficult because you hesitate. You are not ungrateful because receiving feels unfamiliar. You are not broken because your body needs time to recognize that this moment is not the past. You may have tried to command yourself into change. You may have said, "I should be over this." You may have judged the days when an old feeling returned. You may have become angry with your own sensitivity. You may have asked why you still care, why you still remember, why you still feel affected. But harshness does not open the inner door. The part of you that is holding on does not need to be dragged away from the handle. It needs to know why it is safe to loosen. It needs warmth, not pressure. It needs honesty, not shame. It needs your presence. You may be holding regret. Regret has a special way of convincing you that pain is useful. It says that if you punish yourself long enough, you will prove that you understand what happened. It says that if you replay your mistake every day, you will never repeat it. But learning and punishment are not the same. You can learn without remaining inside the moment forever. You can take responsibility without becoming your own prison. You can wish you had chosen differently and still offer care to the person you were. That earlier version of you did not have everything you know now. That person was making choices through the needs, fears, hopes, and awareness available at the time. You may not approve of every choice. You can still stop using today's wisdom as a weapon against yesterday's self. You may also hold anger because anger gives shape to pain. Anger may feel stronger than grief. It may keep you from touching the softer truth beneath it. You may repeat what someone did and imagine the words you would say if they stood before you. You may want them to finally understand the depth of the hurt. You may want them to feel what you felt. This does not make you cruel. It means something in you is asking for acknowledgement. It is asking for justice, dignity, and protection. Yet, there may come a time when carrying the anger costs more than setting down its daily weight. This does not mean approving what happened. It does not mean inviting unsafe people back. It does not mean removing boundaries. It means you begin refusing to let the wound control every room you enter. The door within you does not open by denying harm. It opens as you stop making your future responsible for paying the debt of your past. You may hold questions. Why did it happen? Why did they change? Why were you not chosen? Why did you have to go through it? Why did your effort not bring the result? Why did life become difficult just as you began to hope? Some questions may have answers. Some answers may arrive slowly. Some may never arrive in the form you expected. The mind can spend years standing at the doorway of why, believing that life cannot continue until every mystery is solved. But life does continue. Morning comes. The body breathes. A bird lands somewhere without knowing your history. Light crosses the floor. Something within you keeps moving, even while another part remains fixed before the unanswered question. You may think that moving forward means leaving the question behind. It may only mean that the question no longer decides whether you are permitted to live. You may carry guilt for choosing yourself. You may feel guilty when you say no. You may feel guilty when you rest while others are working. You may feel guilty when you stop explaining. You may feel guilty when you become less available to people who were comfortable with your overgiving. You may mistake their disappointment for proof that your boundary is wrong. But another person's discomfort does not always mean you have caused harm. Sometimes it means a pattern is changing. Sometimes it means the version of you who always yielded is no longer present in the SE's aim way. Sometimes it means you are learning that love does not require endless access. You can care and still close the door. You can forgive and still keep distance. You can understand someone's pain and refuse to become the place where they continue placing it. You can wish them well without returning to what made you smaller. The inner door does not open because everyone approves of you. It opens as you stop abandoning yourself to earn approval. You may hold a dream so tightly that it has become difficult to feel the life surrounding it. Your attention stays fixed on one outcome. You tell yourself that peace will come after it arrives. You believe you will breathe more deeply once the decision is made. The relationship changes, the money comes, the opportunity opens, or the uncertainty ends. Until then, you remain in a waiting room within yourself. You postpone joy. You postpone rest. You postpone the right to feel enough. You say, after this. Then, after this becomes another door. The future becomes the only place where life is permitted to feel complete. Today becomes a tool used to reach tomorrow. But today is not only a bridge, it is part of your life. This breath is not preparation for a better breath. This moment is not merely a hallway. You do not have to love every part of it. You do not have to pretend that waiting is easy. You do not have to deny your desire. You can want something deeply without making your whole spirit depend on its arrival. You can care without gripping. You can move without forcing. You can prepare without punishing yourself. You can take action without trying to control every result. This may feel unfamiliar. For a long time, you may have believed that the tighter you held, the safer the outcome became. You may have confused tension with commitment. You may have measured devotion through exhaustion. You may have thought, if I stop worrying, it means I do not care. But care does not need to hurt you every hour in order to be real. Love does not become deeper because you lose sleep. Responsibility does not become more honorable because your body remains in distress. You can care and still eat. You can care and still laugh. You can care and still have moments in which the problem is not at the center of your mind. Your pain does not need constant attention to prove that it matters. You matter too. You may be holding on because you are afraid of what will remain when you stop. Without the problem to solve, who are you? Without the person to rescue, where does your energy go? Without the future to chase, what will you meet in the present? Sometimes the grip keeps you from feeling emptiness. Sometimes worry fills the space where grief would rise. Sometimes planning keeps you from admitting that you do not know. Sometimes fixing everyone else keeps you from hearing your own need. The closed door can become a place of purpose. It gives you something to push against. It gives the mind a task. It offers the hope that one more effort will change everything. Stepping back may initially feel like losing direction. It is not. It is creating enough distance to see what force has hidden. You may begin to see that the door has no lock. You may begin to see that the frame has changed. You may begin to sense movement that pressure made impossible to feel. Not yet. There is no need to hurry toward that realization. For now, it is enough to recognize how tired your hands have become. It is enough to admit that the handle has been cold beneath your palm. It is enough to acknowledge that you have tried. You have tried to protect what you love. You have tried to prevent loss. You have tried to make good choices. You have tried to become someone life could reward. You have tried to understand. You have tried to hold everything together. The exhaustion you feel is not evidence of weakness. It is evidence of how long you have been carrying what was never meant to remain entirely in your hands. You do not need to drop everything at once. You do not need to make a dramatic decision. You do not need to force yourself into peace. Even peace becomes another burden when you believe you must perform it perfectly. You can be uncertain and still soften a little. You can be afraid and still loosen one finger. You can want an answer and stop demanding that it arrive this minute. You can miss someone and stop chasing their absence. You can feel anger and refuse to feed it every day. You can have responsibilities and stop carrying tomorrow before it comes. You can remain present without solving your whole life. There is room for both movement and rest. There is room for wisdom and not knowing. There is room for action and space. You do not have to choose between caring deeply and caring for yourself. You may have believed that your grip was the only thing keeping the door from disappearing, but the door is still here. You are still here. Something beneath all the noise is still here. It has not been destroyed by delay. It has not been erased by disappointment. It has not left because you became tired. There is a quiet part of you that has never needed to push. It has waited beneath the effort. It has watched you lean your full weight against what would not move. It has not judged you. It understands why you stayed. It understands why you tried again. It understands the fear of stepping back. This quiet part will not demand that you release everything today. It will only remind you that your hand is yours. You can choose how tightly it closes. You can choose how long it remains on the handle. You can choose to rest without calling it failure. You can choose one breath in which nothing is being fixed. One breath in which no message is checked. One breath in which no future is rehearsed. One breath in which no past is retried. One breath in which another person's feelings are not your assignment. One breath in which you are not required to be the strongest person in the room. The doorway does not move. You do not need to rush. Stand here without pushing. Let your shoulders lower by the smallest degree. Let the mind keep its questions without answering them. Let the heart keep its longing without turning it into a command. You are not giving up. You are learning another way to remain. You are learning that not every closed thing needs more force. You are learning that effort has limits and that limits are not failures. You are learning that your value does not rise and fall with another person's response. You are learning that waiting does not make you forgotten. You are learning that your life is still moving even where you cannot yet see the path. Soon you may understand why the door remains still beneath your pressure. Soon you may discover what your hands could not feel while they were straining. For now, take one quiet step back. Nothing meant for your well-being is harmed by this small space. Nothing true is weakened because you stopped forcing it for a moment. The doorway remains before you, and somewhere within the stillness, something has begun to change. You did not begin holding on because you wanted to suffer. You began because something in you was trying to help. At some point, vigilance seemed useful. It helped you read the room. It helped you avoid danger. It helped you prepare before disappointment arrived. It helped you sense what others needed before they said it aloud. The grip became a kind of guard. It stood at the edge of your heart and said, "I will watch everything." It believed that constant attention could prevent pain. It believed that if it stayed awake, nothing would catch you unprepared. It believed that if it studied every face, every silence, every change in tone, it could protect you from being surprised again. This was not foolish. It was a response. It may have formed during a time when life felt unpredictable. It may have grown in a home where moods changed quickly. It may have developed after someone broke your confidence, withdrew love, or made you feel that safety could disappear without warning. You may have learned that being prepared was better than being relaxed. You may have learned to listen for footsteps, sighs, doors, pauses, and changes in energy. You may have learned to adjust before anyone became angry. You may have learned to become useful before anyone could decide you were too much. You may have become very good at this. People may even have praised you for it. They may have called you thoughtful, mature, dependable, sensitive, or strong. They may not have seen the cost. They may not have known that your kindness was sometimes mixed with fear. They may not have known that your helpfulness was partly an attempt to keep peace. They may not have known that you were studying every room because some part of you did not know how to rest inside it. The grip may have protected you once. That matters. You do not need to insult the part of you that learned to survive. You do not need to call it weak, dramatic, needy, or damaged. It adapted. It found a way through. It used the tools available at the time. It carried you until you had more choices. Now you are beginning to discover that a tool can become heavy after its purpose has changed. A shield can become difficult to carry when the battle is no longer present. A warning can continue sounding long after the danger has passed. A habit can remain active even when the life around it has become different. This is why you may understand something clearly and still struggle to live it. The mind may say, "This person is safe." The body may answer, "Stay ready." The mind may say, "You have done enough." The body may answer, "Keep going." The mind may say, "Nothing is wrong right now." The body may continue waiting for the moment when something becomes wrong. This does not mean that you are refusing peace. It means peace may still feel unfamiliar. Familiarity is powerful. People often return to what they know, even when what they know is painful. Not because pain is wanted, but because the known can feel more predictable than the unknown. You know how to worry. You know how to over-prepare. You know how to carry too much. You know how to think 10 steps ahead. You know how to be the person who manages the details. You know how to remain available. You know how to put yourself last and call it love. A softer way may not yet feel natural. A quieter mind may feel empty at first. A boundary may feel cruel before it feels healthy. Rest may feel undeserved before it feels necessary. Stepping back may feel like abandonment before it feels like balance. This is why change can bring discomfort even when it is good. You are not only leaving an old habit, you are leaving an old form of protection. Some part of you needs time to understand that it will not be left defenseless. It needs to know that you are not taking away its shield and walking away. It needs to know that wisdom will remain, discernment will remain, boundaries will remain. You will still pay attention when something is truly wrong. You will still act when action is needed. You will still seek support when a burden is too large to carry alone. Softening does not mean becoming careless. It does not mean ignoring danger. It does not mean remaining in situations that damage you. It does not mean using comforting words to cover a reality that needs practical help. There are burdens that need trusted support. There are wounds that deserve skilled care. There are situations where speaking with a qualified professional, reaching out to someone reliable, or making a clear safety plan is wise. You do not have to solve serious pain through affirmations alone. You do not have to prove strength by staying silent. You do not have to wait until you are completely overwhelmed before asking someone to stand beside you. Receiving help is not a failure of faith. It is one of the ways life reaches you. There is courage in recognizing what you cannot carry alone. There is courage in saying, "I need support." There is courage in taking your pain seriously. The grip often tells you that asking for help is dangerous. It says that others will judge you. It says that you should already know what to do. It says that your needs are inconvenient. It says that you must organize your emotions before you are worthy of care. But support is not reserved for people who can explain everything perfectly. You do not need a polished story. You do not need to wait until your pain has a name. You do not need to apologize for needing another human being. The part of you that learned to hold everything may resist this. It may say, "No one will understand." It may remind you of times when you reached out and were dismissed. It may remember the person who changed the subject. It may remember the person who used your openness against you. It may remember the moment you decided that silence was safer. Those memories deserve respect. They also do not have to decide every future connection. One person's inability to hold your truth does not mean your truth is too heavy. One person's carelessness does not mean all care is unsafe. You can choose slowly. You can choose wisely. You can share in small pieces. You can observe whether someone respects what you give them. You can stop when the space does not feel right. You still have choice. The old grip was built during a time when choice may have felt limited. Now you can begin to see where choice has returned. You can choose not to answer immediately. You can choose not to explain beyond what is necessary. You can choose not to chase someone who has withdrawn. You can choose to leave a conversation that becomes harmful. You can choose to rest before finishing everything. You can choose to ask for clarification rather than imagining the worst. You can choose to wait before reacting. You can choose to protect your peace without closing your heart. These choices may look small from the outside. Inside, they are signs that the guard is no longer working alone. You are becoming present with it. You are saying, "I know why you are here." You are saying, "Thank you for trying to protect me." You are saying, You do not need to control every moment now. This is how an old pattern begins to soften, not through attack, not through shame, not through demanding that it disappear. It softens when it feels understood. The same is true of regret. The same is true of anger. The same is true of fear. A feeling that is constantly pushed away often pushes back. A feeling that is heard can begin to change its shape. You do not need to obey every feeling. You can listen without surrendering your whole day to it. You can hear fear say, "Something bad may happen," and answer, "I will respond to what is real." You can hear guilt say, "You must fix everyone's disappointment," and answer, "I can be caring without betraying myself." You can hear urgency say, "Solve this now," and answer, "Some answers become clearer when I stop chasing them." You can hear the old guard say, "Do not relax," and answer, "I am here." We can soften for one moment. This is not a battle. It is a new relationship with yourself. You are no longer standing on one side of the door while a frightened part of you stands on the other. You are beginning to stand together. You may discover that the grip is not one thing. It may be made of many smaller promises. A promise never to be embarrassed again. A promise never to need anyone too much. A promise never to be surprised by loss. A promise never to disappoint the people you love. A promise never to repeat an old mistake. A promise to work harder than everyone else. A promise to stay useful so you will not be left. A promise to keep smiling so no one will worry. These promises may have been made silently. You may not remember the day they began. Still, they may have shaped the way you live. A child can make a promise in one painful moment and spend many years obeying it. "I will never be that vulnerable again. I will never ask for that much again. I will never let anyone see me fall apart. I will never depend on someone who might leave." The adult life may continue following rules written by a younger heart. You do not need to judge that heart. It was trying to create order. It was trying to turn pain into a plan. It was trying to make sure the same wound did not happen twice. You can honor what it tried to do and still write a new rule. You can say, "I can be careful without being closed." You can say, "I can need people and still belong to myself." You can say, "I can make mistakes and remain worthy." You can say, "I can protect myself without living in constant defense." You can say, "I can receive care without owing my whole life in return." These are not commands. They are possibilities. They are openings. They are new forms of safety that do not require your body to remain tense. The old pattern may not leave at once. It may return tomorrow. It may appear during a difficult conversation. It may wake when a message goes unanswered. It may tighten when an opportunity becomes uncertain. It may rise when someone you love seems distant. This does not mean the work has failed. Change is not measured by never feeling the old response. It is measured by how you meet it. Before, the grip may have taken over without being seen. Now you may recognize it sooner. You may feel the shoulder rise. You may feel the hand tighten. You may hear the same thought begin. You may pause before following it all the way down. You may say, "This is an old alarm." You may say, "I will check what is true." You may say, "I do not have to build an entire future from one uncertain moment." That is progress. Progress can be quiet. It does not always look like confidence. Sometimes it looks like waiting 10 minutes before sending the message. Sometimes it looks like going to bed without solving the conflict. Sometimes it looks like letting someone misunderstand you because another explanation would cost too much. Sometimes it looks like asking one clear question instead of creating 20 painful answers. Sometimes it looks like resting while the outcome remains unknown. You may think peace should feel like certainty. Often, peace is the willingness to live without it for a while. The need for certainty can become another form of holding. You want to know where the relationship is going. You want to know whether the effort will succeed. You want to know how long the difficult season will last. You want to know that your decision is correct before you make it. You want to know that no one will be hurt. You want to know that you will not regret the next step. This is understandable, but certainty is not always available at the moment action is required. There are times when you must choose with incomplete information. There are times when you must move according to your values rather than a guarantee. There are times when the best you can do is take the next honest step. The mind may protest. It may say, "What if this is wrong?" You can answer, "Then I will meet what comes with the wisdom I have then." You do not need today's self to solve every possible version of tomorrow. The person you will be tomorrow will have information you do not have today. That future version of you will see what unfolds. That person will have new choices. That person will not be as helpless as fear imagines. Fear often creates a future in which you have no support, no wisdom, no strength, and no options. It forgets who you have become. It forgets what you have already survived. It forgets how many times you found a way after believing there was none. You have met difficult mornings. You have lived through conversations you once feared. You have adapted to changes you did not choose. You have walked away from people you thought you could never leave. You have continued after endings that seemed impossible to accept. You have learned. You have changed. You have become more able to recognize what is yours and what is not. The proof is not that you never struggle. The proof is that you are here. The grip may say, "I kept you alive." You can answer, "Yes, and now I am learning how to live." There is more available than survival. There is more available than constant preparation. There is more available than measuring every room for danger. There is more available than earning love through labor. There is more available than holding every thread because you fear the whole fabric will fall apart. Life has been carrying more than you realize. Even during the days when you believed everything depended on you, much was happening without your command. Your heart continued its rhythm while you were distracted. Your lungs kept receiving air while you slept. Your body repaired small wounds without waiting for your instructions. Your eyes adjusted to light. Your ears sorted sound. Your skin renewed itself. Your blood moved through hidden pathways. You did not supervise these things. You did not stand over them with a plan. You did not remind them every hour to continue. Life moved within you without being pushed. This does not mean the body never needs care. It does not mean health should be ignored. It means there is already an intelligence at work that does not depend on constant conscious control. You participate in life. You do not personally operate every part of it. Outside you, the same truth continues. Morning arrives without your management. The earth turns without your effort. Rain does not need your permission to fall. Roots move through dark soil without being shown the way. Seeds open beneath the ground before anyone sees evidence of change. Birds cross great distances through a wisdom they did not invent. The tide responds to a pull no human hand can hold. Seasons change even when no one is ready. Life is full of movement that is not forced. You may have been taught to respect only visible effort. You may have learned that nothing happens unless you make it happen. You may have been praised for productivity and warned against slowing down. You may have come to believe that unseen movement is the same as no movement. But much of what matters begins where the eye cannot follow. A decision forms before it is spoken. A wound begins closing before the surface looks different. A person gathers courage before taking a step. An opportunity may be taking shape through conversations you will never hear. A new direction may be forming during a season that appears empty. You do not need to turn these possibilities into promises. You do not need to tell yourself that every delay hides a perfect reward. Not every ending brings the outcome you wanted. Not every closed door opens later. Trust does not require pretending that life always follows your preference. It asks for something more honest. It asks whether you can remain in relationship with life even when you cannot control its form. It asks whether you can believe that your next breath matters before the whole path is known. It asks whether you can care for yourself during uncertainty instead of postponing care until certainty arrives. It asks whether you can act where action is possible and stop punishing yourself where control is not. This is a quieter faith. It is not built on guarantees. It is built on presence. You do what is yours. You speak the truth you can speak. You make the call. You complete the task. You set the boundary. You seek the help. You take the step. Then you stop trying to control every response that follows. This is where many people become afraid. They think that if they stop controlling the outcome, they will become passive. But action and control are not the same. Action belongs to you. Outcome belongs to many forces. You can prepare well for a conversation. You cannot control how the other person receives it. You can apply for the opportunity. You cannot control every decision behind the door. You can offer love. You cannot make another person become available. You can care for your body. You cannot command every result. You can apologize sincerely. You cannot force forgiveness. You can tell the truth. You cannot make everyone believe it. You can choose your next step. You cannot arrange every consequence. Trying to control what belongs to many forces creates endless strain. It makes you feel responsible for entire systems. It makes you carry the weather and call it duty. There is relief in returning each responsibility to its proper place. Your words are yours. Their interpretation is theirs. Your effort is yours. The final decision is not always yours. Your boundary is yours. Their reaction belongs to them. Your healing work is yours. The pace of change is not fully yours. Your honesty is yours. Another person's readiness is not. This does not remove disappointment. It removes false responsibility. You may still feel sad when the answer is no. You may still grieve when someone does not meet you. You may still wish the result had been different, but you do not have to add self-blame to every difficult outcome. You do not have to decide that a closed door proves you are unworthy. You do not have to interpret delay as rejection. You do not have to believe that pain means you failed to think correctly. Life is not a machine that rewards perfect thought. You are not responsible for controlling reality through constant mental effort. You are a human being living among other human beings, changing conditions, uncertainty, choice, timing, limitation, and mystery. You deserve compassion inside that truth. Some things will respond to effort. Some things will respond to patience. Some things will need to be left behind. Some things will become clear only after you stop asking them to answer immediately. You do not have to know which is which in every moment. You can begin with what is present. What is yours to do today? What is yours to stop doing today? Where are you acting from care? Where are you acting from fear? Where have you confused pressure with love? Where have you carried someone else's responsibility because waiting felt unbearable? These questions are not an examination. They are ways of returning to yourself. You may not have clear answers. Clarity often appears slowly. It does not always arrive as a powerful realization. It may begin as fatigue with an old pattern. It may begin as the quiet thought, "I cannot keep doing this." It may begin as relief when you imagine stepping back. It may begin as discomfort in a place you once tolerated. It may begin as the desire to stop proving yourself. It may begin as a small refusal to chase. These beginnings can be easy to miss because they are not dramatic. They do not shout. They decide. Do not force the door. They stand nearby. They wait. You may think nothing is happening because the old uncertainty remains. But under the surface, your relationship with it may already be changing. You may still have the same question, yet it no longer controls every hour. You may still miss the same person, yet you are beginning to return to your own life. You may still want the same outcome, yet your worth is no longer completely tied to it. You may still feel fear, yet you are making decisions with more care. This is life moving without noise. This is strength without pressure. This is the beginning of another way. You have seen what happens when you hold with all your force. You know the exhaustion of trying to make the whole future obey. Now you are being invited to witness what life already knows how to carry. You do not have to believe all of it at once. Look at what is already true. The breath comes. The heart continues. The earth turns. Light moves across the room. Things grow in hidden places. Answers form before words appear. The next hour arrives without being pulled toward you. You are not outside life, trying to operate it from a distance. You are inside it. You are part of its movement. You are being carried even while you are learning how to stop carrying everything. The old guard may still be listening. It may still ask whether this is safe. You do not need to silence it. You can show it the evidence. You can say, "Look at what continues without our pressure." You can say, "Look at how much we have survived." You can say, "Look at the choices we have now." You can say, "We are not powerless." You can say, "We do not need to control every outcome to remain present." The hand at the inner door may still be closed. That is all right. No one is pulling it away. No one is demanding a sudden opening. There is only a little less pressure than before. There is only the first recognition that the door may not be resisting you. It may be waiting for another kind of contact. It may be waiting for the moment when effort becomes quiet enough for you to feel what has always been beneath your hand. You have spent a long time watching the door. Soon you will begin to see the space around it. Soon the shapes hidden by uncertainty will start returning to view. Not because you forced them to appear, because something within you is becoming warm enough to see. The warmth does not arrive as an argument. It does not demand that fear leave. It does not stand before the guarded part of you and insist that everything will be perfect. It does not offer guarantees it cannot keep. It does not ask you to deny what has happened or pretend that uncertainty is easy. It comes quietly. It enters the space created by one less effort, one less replay, one less attempt to pull tomorrow into today. One moment in which your hand rests on the inner door without pushing. At first, you may feel nothing different. The door is still beneath our palm. The unanswered question remains. The person has not changed. The decision has not arrived. The outer circumstances may look exactly as they did a moment ago. Stillness can seem useless when you have been trained to look only for visible results. You may expect a sign. You may wait for a sudden feeling of relief. You may think that if this new way is working, the tension should disappear immediately. But the deepest changes do not always announce themselves. Sometimes the first change is that you stop adding pressure to what already hurts. Sometimes it is that you remain beside yourself instead of turning against yourself. Sometimes it is the quiet understanding that you do not have to solve your whole life before you are worthy of peace. The hand remains on the door. The fingers are no longer straining. The shoulder is no longer pressed against the frame. The mind is no longer shouting instructions. For one brief moment, you are only present. Then the door moves. Not because you found the perfect method. Not because you became worthy enough. Not because you pushed harder than before. The door moves because the pressure against it has softened. It opens inward. All this time, you were pressing in the direction that kept it closed. There is no blame in this. You could not know what you had not yet felt. You were using the strength that had carried you through so much. You were repeating what had once helped you survive. You believed more effort was the answer, because effort had solved many things before. Now another truth becomes visible. Some openings require space. Some answers require quiet. Some parts of life become clearer only after the demand for clarity begins to rest. Beyond the door, there is no finished map. There is no bright sign telling you exactly what will happen next. There is a wide valley in the early hours, covered in pale fog. The ground is present, though you cannot see all of it. The distant edges are there, though their shape is hidden. The path continues beneath the white air, though your eyes cannot follow it very far. Nothing has disappeared. It is only covered. This is how uncertainty often feels. You look forward and see no clear shape. The mind interprets the hidden view as danger. It says there may be no path. It says the ground may have ended. It says you should not move until the whole valley becomes visible. So you stand at the edge, trying to clear the fog with thought. You search. You analyze. You ask the same question in different ways. You revisit every detail, hoping that one more examination will lift what you cannot see through. But no hand can gather fog and carry it away. No amount of reaching can pull it from the valley. The more you wave against it, the more your own movement fills the air before you. The fog does not respond to force. It responds to warmth. The warmth begins without spectacle. It touches the upper edges first. A faint change moves through the white sea overing. The fog does not vanish all at once. It thins. A dark shape begins to appear where nothing seemed to be. Then another. A line of ground becomes visible. The edge of the valley returns. What looked empty reveals that it was full the entire time. Clarity was not created in that moment. Clarity was uncovered. The land did not rush into place because the fog moved. The path was not built at the moment you saw it. It had been there beneath the covering, holding its direction without your supervision. This is what the worried mind finds difficult to believe. It assumes that what cannot be seen does not exist. It assumes that if the answer is not available now, no answer is forming. It assumes that if the next step is hidden, there is no next step. It assumes that uncertainty means abandonment. But hidden is not the same as absent. A path can continue beyond your sight. A truth can be present before you are ready to recognize it. A decision can be taking shape before it reaches words. A change can be underway before the outer life shows evidence. Again, this is not a promise that every desire will take the form you prefer. It is not a guarantee that every outcome will become pleasant. It is a reminder that your current view is not the whole valley. You see from where you stand. You see through the conditions of this hour. You see through fatigue, memory, hope, fear, and the limits of what has already been revealed. There is more beyond your present sight. There are facts you do not yet know. There are conversations that have not happened. There are choices that have not been made. There are strengths within you that have not yet been needed. There are forms of support you have not yet recognized. There are directions that may become visible only after an expected direction closes. You do not have to turn these unknowns into a beautiful story. You only need to stop turning them automatically into a painful one. The mind may look into the fog and picture rejection. It may picture failure. It may picture loneliness. It may picture everything remaining the same forever. It may tell you that its darkest prediction is realism. But fear is not the only voice capable of speaking about the future. Fear knows the past. It does not know the whole future. It uses old pain to color what has not happened. It lays yesterday over tomorrow and calls the picture truth. You can respect its warning without accepting its conclusion. You can say, I understand why you are afraid. You can say, I will not walk blindly into harm. You can say, I will take the step that is visible and wait for more ground to appear. You do not need to see across the entire valley. You need enough clarity for where your feet are now. The mind may object. It may say, what if the path turns? Then you will meet the turn when it becomes visible. It may say, what if the ground becomes difficult? Then you will slow down, ask for help, change direction, or rest. It may say, what if I make the wrong choice? Then you will respond with the knowledge available to you at that time. You are not required to make one perfect decision that controls the rest of your life. Many choices can be revised. Many paths contain places to stop. Many mistakes become information. Many endings become the moment you return to yourself. The valley does not ask you to predict every step. It asks you to remain present enough to see the next one. You may have spent years trying to reach the far side in your mind before beginning. You wanted to know how everything would work. You wanted to know whether you would succeed. You wanted to know who would remain beside you. You wanted to know how long the uncertain season would continue. You wanted to know that your heart would not be hurt again. No one can give the heart that final guarantee. Love contains uncertainty. Growth contains uncertainty. Beginning contains uncertainty. Remaining open to life means accepting that not every outcome can be known in advance. This does not mean walking without wisdom. It means wisdom becomes your companion instead of control becoming your ruler. Wisdom looks at what is present. Control tries to command what is not present. Wisdom asks, what is true now? Control asks, how can I make sure nothing painful ever happens? Wisdom sets a boundary when harm appears. Control tries to arrange every person so harm can never approach. Wisdom seeks support. Control believes needing support is failure. Wisdom can pause. Control believes every pause is dangerous. You have lived under the demands of control for long enough to know that it never feels finished. Even after one problem is solved, it searches the valley for another hidden shape. It asks what could go wrong next. It moves the standard for safety farther away. It promises peace after complete certainty, then refuses to accept that complete certainty does not exist. Warmth asks less of you. It asks for one honest breath. It asks you to stop treating every hidden part of the valley as an enemy. It asks you to recognize the ground already beneath you. You are here. This moment is supporting your weight. You have enough air for this breath. You have enough awareness to hear these words. You have enough choice to soften one part of your body. You may not have the answer. You have the present. This is not everything you want. It is where life is meeting you now. The fog begins to thin at its own pace. You cannot command the exact minute when the far edge appears. You can remain near yourself while you wait. You can feed your body. You can rest when rest is possible. You can speak with someone trustworthy. You can do the practical task that belongs to today. You can stop searching for signs every hour. You can return your attention to what is real. You can refuse to spend the entire day inside an imagined future. These are not small acts. They are ways of creating warmth. Every time you stop attacking yourself, warmth enters. Every time you choose a boundary over self-abandonment, warmth enters. Every time you ask for help instead of hiding, warmth enters. Every time you stop chasing an unavailable person, warmth enters. Every time you permit a question to remain unanswered for one evening, warmth enters. Every time you choose the next honest step instead of demanding the entire plan, warmth enters. The fog may remain. Still, it begins to change. You may not see the change immediately because you are watching for disappearance. Look instead for thinning. Look for the moment when the problem is not the first thought of the morning. Look for the hour in which you forget to check. Look for the conversation where you say less because you no longer need to force understanding. Look for the decision that feels quiet rather than dramatic. Look for the day when you remember the past without entering it completely. Look for the small return of appetite, laughter, interest, or curiosity. Look for the moment when you realize you have been breathing more deeply. These are shapes returning in the valley. They are not proof that all pain is over. They are evidence that pain is no longer covering everything. You may have expected healing to feel like a sudden clearing. Often it feels like being able to see one more part of your life. The grief remains, but you can also see friendship. The uncertainty remains, but you can also see today's work. The disappointment remains, but you can also see your dignity. The longing remains, but you can also see your own needs. The memory remains, but you can also see the person you are becoming. What is present expands. The wound stops being the whole landscape. You begin to recognize that you were never empty. You were covered. You were never without direction. You could not see far. You were never without value. You were viewing yourself through conditions that made your worth difficult to feel. The fog said, "Nothing is there." Warmth says, "Wait, let the shapes return." The fog said, "You are lost." Warmth says, "The ground is already holding you." The fog said, "Decide everything now." Warmth says, "See what this moment reveals." The fog said, "Push harder." Warmth says, "Stop stirring what needs stillness." You do not have to hate the fog. It is not a punishment. It is not evidence that you have been forgotten. There are seasons when the mind cannot see beyond immediate pain. There are times when exhaustion limits perspective. There are moments when grief covers every familiar shape. This is part of being human. You do not need to shame yourself for having a narrow view during a difficult time. You only need to remember that a narrow view is still a partial view. The valley extends beyond what you can currently see. The life within you extends beyond the feeling of this hour. The future contains more than the prediction fear keeps repeating. The warmth continues. It reaches the places that have remained cold through long nights of control. It reaches the belief that you must earn love. It reaches the fear that rest will make you fall behind. It reaches the old promise that you will never need anyone again. It reaches the anger that has guarded the grief. It reaches the guilt that keeps you tied to the past. It does not fight these parts. It stays near them. Warmth does not shout at fog. It does not call it stubborn. It does not accuse it of ruining the valley. It touches what it can touch. It remains. It waits. It changes the conditions. This is how you can meet yourself. You do not need to drive fear out. You can change the conditions in which fear has been living. You can bring honesty where there was denial. You can bring support where there was isolation. You can bring boundaries where there was overgiving. You can bring rest where there was endless effort. You can bring compassion where there was shame. You can bring time where there was urgency. The old response may still appear, but it will not be standing in the same inner climate. It will meet a wiser you, a kinder you, a you who no longer believes that suffering proves devotion, a you who is learning to remain loyal to yourself. The fog thins more. The doorway behind you remains open. You can see now that it did not lead to a final answer. It led to a different way of seeing. This is the opening you were trying to force. You believed the door would open onto certainty. It opened onto trust, not blind trust, not trust that ignores facts, not trust that asks you to stay where you are unsafe. This is trust in your ability to meet what becomes visible. Trust that you can respond without predicting everything. Trust that you can seek help when the ground becomes difficult. Trust that you can change direction. Trust that you can survive another person's disappointment. Trust that your worth remains when an outcome does not. Trust that you can want deeply without disappearing into the wanting. This is not a promise that the valley will always be easy. It is the understanding that you do not have to dominate the valley in order to walk through it. The hand that once pushed the door is free now. At first, it may not know what to do. It may reach for the old problem. It may search for something to manage. It may want to close around the same question. Bring the hand back to yourself. Let it rest near your heart. Feel the quiet truth of your own presence. You have not abandoned the future. You have stopped trying to drag it toward you. You have not abandoned the person you love. You have stopped trying to live their part of the relationship. You have not abandoned responsibility. You have stopped carrying what responsibility never required. You have not abandoned your dream. You have stopped using it as a reason to reject your current life. You are still here. You still care. You still have choices. You are only loosening the belief that tension controls what comes next. This is the handover. It does not require you to throw your hopes away. Place them in the open air of the valley. Let them exist without closing your whole being around them. Your hope can breathe. Your desire can breathe. Your unanswered question can remain without becoming the center of every thought. You can say, I want this. You can also say, I will care for myself while I wait. You can say, this matters to me. You can also say, my value is larger than this result. You can say, I do not know. You can also say, I can meet the next visible step. The warmth gathers around these words. A little more ground appears. Now the core truth can be spoken, not as a demand, not as a magical formula, not as a way to control life through perfect language. It is a direction for your attention. It is a sentence that returns your hands to what belongs to you. I loosen. Life's warmth reveals my way. Let the words rest without forcing yourself to believe them completely. You do not need complete belief. A small opening is enough. The fog may still be present. The way may still feel uncertain. Speak from the part of you that is tired of pushing. I loosen. Life's warmth reveals my way. You are not claiming to see the whole valley. You are recognizing that vision can return. You are recognizing that more becomes visible when pressure settles. You are recognizing that your path does not need to be created by fear. One more time, with no demand for a particular feeling. I loosen. Life's warmth reveals my way. Some part of you may resist. It may say, I cannot loosen. Too much depends on me. Do not argue with it. It may say, I tried trusting before and I was hurt. Do not dismiss it. It may say, if I stop holding this, I will lose it. Stay beside that fear. You do not need to move from a closed hand to an open hand all at once. You can begin with willingness. Willingness asks less than certainty. It asks less than complete peace. It asks only whether one small part of you can consider another way. I am willing to loosen a little. That is enough for this moment. You may still worry. You may still check. You may still feel the urge to explain, fix, chase, or predict. The willingness remains beneath those movements. I am willing to loosen a little. You do not need to prove it. You do not need to perform calm. You do not need to hide the resistance. The resistant part is welcome here. It has worked for a long time. It is tired too. You can say to it, You do not have to disappear. You can say, you only need to stop working alone. You can say, I will pay attention to real danger. You can say, I will not confuse every unknown with danger. You can say, we can wait for more of the valley to appear. The warmth reaches the grip without tearing it away. One finger softens, then another. The hope remains. The heart remains. The responsibility that truly belongs to you remains. Only the false assignment begins to fall away. The assignment to control every response. The assignment to prevent every disappointment. The assignment to know every answer. The assignment to keep everyone comfortable. The assignment to make the past turn out differently. The assignment to earn rest. The assignment to prove that you deserve what you desire. These assignments were never written by life. They were written by fear during moments when control seemed like the only safety available. You can thank fear for trying. You can return the assignments. The valley is clearer now, not completely clear, clear enough. You can see where you are standing. You can see the next stretch of ground. You can see that the path does not demand a leap. It asks for presence. It asks for one step when one step is wise. It asks for stillness when stillness is wise. It asks for help when help is needed. It asks for a boundary when a boundary protects what is precious. It asks you to participate without pretending that you control the whole landscape. You may find that this is a humbler form of strength. It does not conquer uncertainty. It walks with uncertainty. It does not make promises about every outcome. It promises not to abandon you inside the outcome. It does not say that nothing painful will happen. It says you will meet pain with more support and less self-blame. It does not say every closed door will return. It says your life does not end at one closed door. It does not say the fog will never come back. It says you will remember that fog is not the whole valley. There may be mornings when the covering returns. An old memory may rise. A delay may awaken the need to control. Someone's silence may make the path look hidden again. You can return here, not to the exact words, to the understanding beneath them. The ground has not vanished. Your value has not vanished. Your choices have not vanished. Your way may be covered for a time. Warmth can return. You can stop pushing. You can wait without leaving yourself. You can act without demanding control. You can loosen without losing who you are. A deeper part of you begins to understand. Everything did not depend on the grip. The grip only made it feel that way. The valley was present. The path was present. The warmth was already arriving. And as the white covering continues to rise, you begin to see that what is changing is not only the view before you. You are changing the way you stand within it. You do not have to lose your feelings in order to lay down their assignments. Sadness may remain. Longing may remain. Anger may remain. Concern may remain. The question may remain. What can change is the job you have given each feeling. Sadness does not have to decide that your life is over. Longing does not have to send you back to what wounded you. Anger does not have to speak through every choice. Concern does not have to become constant control. A question does not have to. Oh, keep you standing still until it is answered. Feelings are visitors within your experience. They are not always instructions. They may carry information. They may point toward a need, a boundary, a loss, or a truth you have avoided. They deserve to be heard. They do not need to become the rulers of the valley. You can feel afraid and take a wise step. You can feel love and choose distance. You can feel compassion and say no. You can feel grief and still eat, work, laugh, and care for your body. You can feel uncertain and make the best decision available. You can miss someone without returning. You can forgive in your own heart without reopening access. You can wish for another outcome without fighting the one that is here. This is where a deeper kind of trust begins. It does not ask you to become empty. It asks you to stop handing every feeling complete authority over your life. The fog may tell you that discomfort means you are moving in the wrong direction. Sometimes discomfort means you are leaving an old pattern. A boundary can feel uncomfortable when you are used to overgiving. Silence can feel uncomfortable when you are used to explaining. Rest can feel uncomfortable when you are used to proving. Receiving can feel uncomfortable when you are used to earning every kindness. Being misunderstood can feel uncomfortable when you have built your safety around approval. Discomfort does not always mean danger. At the same time, you should never use these words to dismiss a real warning. Your body may recognize harm before your mind is ready to name it. A repeated pattern of cruelty matters. Threats matter. Control, intimidation, humiliation, and abuse matter. If a situation is unsafe, loosening your inner grip does not mean staying. It may mean seeing the truth without covering it. It may mean speaking to someone trustworthy. It may mean contacting qualified support. It may mean making a plan that protects you. It may mean leaving. Peace does not require you to remain available to harm. Forgiveness does not cancel consequences. Understanding someone's history does not make their behavior acceptable. Compassion does not require access. You can see why a person acts as they do and still decide that they cannot continue acting that way around you. You can care about their pain without offering your body, mind, time, or home as the place where that pain is expressed. You can love someone and refuse the role they keep assigning to you. You can wish them healing from a safe distance. There is no spiritual prize for enduring what destroys your sense of safety. There is no virtue in disappearing so someone else can avoid responsibility. A clear boundary is not a closed heart. It is a line that tells love where it can live without becoming harm. The worried part of you may fear boundaries because boundaries create reactions. Someone may become angry. Someone may accuse you of changing. Someone may say you are selfish. Someone may remind you of everything they have done for you. Someone may withdraw affection to make you return to the old pattern. Their reaction may hurt. It may awaken guilt. It may cover the valley again. You may wonder whether you were wrong. Return to what is true. Did you speak with respect? Did you protect a real need? Did you refuse harm? Did you take responsibility for your part without accepting responsibility for everything? If so, another person's unhappiness does not automatically make your choice unloving. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries may experience your growth as rejection. That does not mean you must become small again. You are permitted to change the terms by which others reach you. You are permitted to need time. You are permitted to say, "I cannot discuss this now." You are permitted to end a conversation that has become harmful. You are permitted to stop answering the same accusation. You are permitted to choose privacy. You are permitted to protect what you are rebuilding. You do not need to explain the entire valley to someone committed to seeing only fog. You can offer one honest sentence. You can repeat it once, then you can become quiet. The need to be understood can keep you connected to people who are not listening. You may believe that one more message will clear everything. You may think that if you find the perfect arrangement of words, they will finally recognize your intention. Sometimes clarification helps. Sometimes conversation repairs. Sometimes another person is open and truth creates a new path between you. But there are moments when explaining becomes another form of pushing. You are no longer sharing. You are trying to control the image of you inside someone else's mind. That image does not fully belong to you. You can live with integrity. You can correct false information when it matters. You can apologize when you have caused harm. You can make amends where possible. After that, you cannot enter another person's mind and arrange their conclusion. They may hold a version of you that feels unfair. This is painful. It is also survivable. Your life does not need to stop at the edge of their misunderstanding. The warmth within you can remain even when someone else chooses the fog. Your task is not to make every person see the valley clearly. Your task is to see enough of your own ground to walk honestly. This may require taking responsibility. Loosening is not escaping the consequences of your actions. It is not pretending your choices did not affect others. It is not using comforting language to avoid a difficult conversation. If you caused harm, you can face it. You can listen without immediately defending yourself. You can apologize without demanding instant forgiveness. You can change the behavior, not only the words. You can respect another person's need for distance. You can learn. You can make a different choice next time. Responsibility is clean when it belongs to the present. Shame tries to match. Key responsibility endless. Responsibility says, I did something that needs repair. Shame says, I am beyond repair. Responsibility asks what action is possible. Shame keeps you replaying the same moment while taking no new step. Responsibility can move. Shame circles. You do not need to live in the circle. You can acknowledge what happened and still return to the path. You can carry the lesson without carrying a daily sentence against yourself. You may fear that self-compassion will make you careless. It will not. True compassion includes honesty. It does not excuse repeated harm. It does not hide from facts. It creates enough inner safety for you to face what is true without collapsing into self-hatred. A person who hates themselves may promise change because they want the pain to stop. A person who respects themselves can build change because they believe their choices matter. You do not become more responsible by calling yourself worthless. You become more responsible by remaining present. Present enough to listen. Present enough to admit. Present enough to repair. Present enough to choose differently. The fog thins where honesty brings warmth. This same honesty can be brought to the responsibilities you carry each day. There are real tasks that belong to you. Bills may need attention. Work may need completion. Children, elders, animals, homes, and commitments may need care. A difficult conversation may need to happen. A decision may have a deadline. A health concern may need professional evaluation. A legal or financial matter may need qualified guidance. Loosening does not mean ignoring these things. It means meeting them without adding the belief that your worth depends on controlling every result. You can make an appointment. You can ask questions. You can seek reliable advice. You can prepare the documents. You can make the payment plan. You can complete today's part. Then you can stop rehearsing every possible disaster. Action often reduces real uncertainty. Worry often multiplies imagined uncertainty. The two can feel similar because both use mental energy, but action has an edge. It reaches a point where today's part is complete. Worry has no edge. It tells you that one more hour of thought may produce complete safety. It never does. You can ask, is there a useful action available now? If the answer is yes, take the next reasonable step. If the answer is no, the remaining work may be to stay near yourself while the fog moves. This is not laziness. It is knowing the boundary of your influence. You may be waiting for news. You have provided what was requested. You have followed up appropriately. No further action is possible today. The mind may continue pressing against the hidden view. It may create scenes. It may search for meanings. It may decide that silence is a verdict. Return to the ground. No answer has arrived. That is the fact. Everything added after that may be fear attempting to fill the valley. You can say, I do not know yet. Those words may feel difficult. they are also honest. I do not know yet contains more peace than a painful certainty invented by the mind. You may be waiting for another person to decide. You may be waiting for their clarity, apology, commitment, or return. Their choice may not be yours. Your choice still exists. You can decide how long you will remain available. You can decide what behavior you will accept. You can decide how you will care for yourself while they remain uncertain. You can decide whether waiting is still aligned with your dignity. You can decide not to put your whole life on hold. Sometimes the handover is not handing the person away. It is handing back their responsibility to choose. You stop making their decision for them. You stop interpreting every silence. You stop trying to become irresistible enough to remove their uncertainty. You let their actions provide information. Then you choose according to what is real. This may bring grief. The path that appears may not be the path you hope to see. Warmth does not guarantee that the valley will reveal only pleasant ground. It reveals what is there. Sometimes clarity shows that a connection has ended. Sometimes it shows that an opportunity does not fit. Sometimes it shows that the old plan was built around a version of you that no longer exists. Sometimes it shows that you have been trying to revive what has already completed its season. This can feel like loss. It can also be the end of confusion. You may not feel grateful for the truth immediately. You do not have to. You can grieve the path that is not yours. You can grieve the future you pictured. You can grieve what you invested. You can grieve the years, the hope, the effort, and the part of you that kept waiting. Grief is not a failure to move on. It is part of recognizing that something mattered. Do not rush it. Do not turn it into a performance of strength. Do not demand that every difficult feeling become a lesson before it has been felt. Some days, the kindest thing is to admit, this hurts. No explanation, no forced meaning, no claim that it happened for a perfect reason. Only truth. This hurts, and you are still here. The valley can hold both, pain and presence, loss and breath, disappointment and dignity, tears and the next meal, a difficult ending and a life that continues. You do not need to choose only one reality. The mind often believes that if pain is present, nothing good is real, or it believes that if good is present, you should no longer feel pain. Human experience is wider than that. You can appreciate the people who remain and still miss the one who left. You can know a decision was wise and still feel sad about it. You can be safer now and still shake when you remember. You can feel relief and grief in the same hour. You can want a new beginning and mourn the old life. These truths do not cancel each other. They share the same ground. The fog may move across one part of the valley while another part is clear. You may have clarity about work and uncertainty about love. You may feel strong in public and tender in private. You may know what boundary is needed and still struggle to hold it. You may believe in your future and feel tired today. You do not need to become one simple emotion. You are allowed to be complex. You are allowed to move slowly. You are allowed to need support more than once. There is no final test in which you prove that you have completely outgrown every old response. There may be days when you tighten again. A familiar fear may return. The same message may tempt you to chase. The same person may awaken the old hope. The same kind of silence may make the valley disappear. Do not turn one difficult day into evidence that nothing changed. Warmth can return after the fog returns. You have not lost what you learned. You may need to remember it again. That is different from starting over. You now know the door opens inward. You now know that pushing is not the only way. You now know that hidden does not mean absent. You now know that feelings can remain while assignments are returned. You now know that trust includes boundaries. You now know that help is wise. You now know that responsibility has limits. These truths may not always feel close. They still belong to you. When the old grip returns, you can meet it with less fear. You can say, "I know this movement." You can ask what woke it. You can check whether there is a real action to take. You can check whether a boundary needs attention. You can check whether your body needs food, water, rest, movement, or care. You can check whether you have been isolated too long. You can check whether the mind is trying to solve something that is not available to solve. Then you can choose, not perfectly, consciously. That is enough. You may also discover that some things cannot be loosened through thought alone. The body may continue carrying what the mind understands. You may know you are safe and still feel tension. You may know the past is over and still react as though it is near. You may know the relationship has ended and still reach for your phone. Understanding is important. Practice helps the body learn what the mind already knows. This can include breathing, rest, movement, writing, therapy, spiritual care, medical support, community, time in nature, or honest conversation with someone trustworthy. There is no single correct path. There is no prize for doing it alone. Choose what is safe, suitable, and available to you. A skilled professional can help you work with burdens that feel too heavy, persistent, or overwhelming. You deserve care that respects your real life. You deserve more than beautiful words when practical support is needed. You can hold inner tenderness and take outer action. The two belong together. You may pray and make the appointment. You may affirm your worth and leave the hall. Painful situation. You may trust life and check the facts. You may seek peace and ask for legal advice. You may hope and prepare. You may soften and remain alert to what is real. Trust is not the absence of discernment. It is discernment without constant panic. It is the ability to look at the visible ground instead of fighting shapes created by fear. The valley is brighter now. You can see that the path is not one straight line. It bends, it rises, it disappears behind parts of the land and returns farther ahead. A hidden turn is not the end. You do not need to see through the land itself. You only need to meet the place where you stand. Here, there may be a conversation to have. Have it with care. Here, there may be a task to finish. Give it your honest effort. Here, there may be nothing more to do. Let that be true. Here, there may be a truth you do not want. Sit beside yourself as you receive it. Here, there may be a new possibility. You do not need to rush into it. Let it become clear. Here, there may be a need for help. Reach towards someone qualified and trustworthy. Here, there may be a boundary. Honor it. Here, there may be grief. Give it room without giving it the whole valley. Here, there may be joy. Do not refuse it because another part of life remains unfinished. You do not have to wait for complete clarity before living. You do not have to wait for every wound to close before receiving a good moment. You do not have to earn laughter by solving all your problems. Joy is not betrayal. Rest is not betrayal. Moving forward is not betrayal. Choosing yourself is not betrayal. The people you have lost are not honored by your permanent suffering. The past is not repaired by denying yourself a future. The love you gave was real. The effort you gave was real. The lesson can remain. The daily punishment can end. You may feel a part of you asking, "Who am I without this burden?" You are not only the person who survived it. You are not only the person who waited. You are not only the one who was left, misunderstood, delayed, or disappointed. You are the awareness that can see these experiences. You are the person making a new choice now. You are the life still moving beneath the covering. You are the ground that remained when the view disappeared. The fog was part of your experience. It was never your identity. Fear was part of your protection. It was never your whole wisdom. Holding was part of your survival. It does not have to become your permanent way of living. You can honor the old guard and invite it to rest. You can say, "I will not ignore danger." You can say, "I will also stop treating every unknown as danger." You can say, "I will do what belongs to me." You can say, "I will not claim what belongs to others." You can say, "I will seek help when I need it." You can say, "I will remain with myself." This is a promise you can keep. You cannot promise that every person will stay. You cannot promise that every plan will work. You cannot promise that pain will never return. You can promise not to abandon yourself while life changes. You can promise to listen when your truth becomes clear. You can promise to respect your limits. You can promise to choose safety. You can promise to return after difficult days. You can promise to meet the next visible step. The warmth grows through these promises. It does not burn away every question. It gives you enough light to stop being ruled by them. The hand that once gripped the door is open beside you. The valley no longer looks empty. There are still hidden places. There will always be hidden places. That is not a flaw in the landscape. It is the nature of walking forward. You were never meant to see every turn from the beginning. You were meant to meet life as it appears, with care, with wisdom, with boundaries, with support, with a heart that can remain open without being unprotected. You can carry your values. You can carry the lesson. You can carry the next responsibility. You do not have to carry the entire valley. The ground beneath you is enough for this step. The warmth around you is enough for this moment. The view ahead is enough for now. The body often continues holding after the mind has understood. You may recognize that a worry is not useful and still feel it resting in your shoulders. You may know that a conversation is over and still feel your jaw preparing to answer. You may understand that tomorrow cannot be solved tonight and still feel your hands reaching for another task. This is not resistance in the way you may have judged it. The body learns through repetition. It learned the grip one moment at a time. It learned through every hour you stayed ready. It learned through every silence you studied, every difficult feeling you hid, every need you postponed, and every time you told yourself to continue when you were already tired. Now it can learn another movement. It does not need to be forced. You do not need to command each muscle to become peaceful. You do not need to take the perfect breath. You do not need to make the body empty of every feeling. Let the out-breath become a small sign that this moment is ending. The breath enters on its own. Then it leaves. It does not remain inside because it is afraid another breath will not come. It moves out and space returns. You have done this since the beginning of your life. Receiving, emptying, receiving again. There is wisdom in that rhythm. You do not keep every breath that has supported you. You receive what is needed, and then the body makes room. Let the exhale show you that making room is not the same as losing life. It is part of life. You may breathe in without changing anything. As the breath moves out, imagine no dramatic transformation, only less effort, only one small easing, only a little more space around what you feel. The valley does not need to become completely clear. Let one nearby shape return. Let the ground beneath you become more real than the hidden distance. Your hands have worked hard. They have carried, prepared, protected, held, reached, fixed, cleaned, written, lifted, and comforted. They may have closed around worry without you realizing it. Bring your attention to them now. You do not need to place them in any special position. Only remember that they belong to you. They do not belong to the past. They do not belong to another person's decision. They do not belong to the outcome you are waiting for. They are here. Let the next breath leave. My hands no longer hold what thought cannot solve. The fingers can remain exactly as they are. You are not performing softness. You are offering permission. The warmth reaches the palms. The grip does not need to vanish. It only needs to understand that nothing is being demanded of it in this moment. Another breath enters. Another breath leaves. My fingers soften around the unfinished. Bring your awareness slowly toward the wrists and forearms. These parts of you may hold the feeling of constant readiness. They may carry the memory of doing one more thing, answering one more need, and continuing beyond your limit. You do not need to regret your strength. You can thank it. Then you can give it a pause. My arms are free from carrying every outcome. The warmth moves through the elbows and upper arms. No force, no rush. The valley does not clear because you order it to clear. The conditions change and the covering begins to rise. Let the body receive the same patience. My arms can rest without losing their strength. Bring your awareness to the shoulders. You may feel tension there. You may feel very little. Both are acceptable. You do not need to search for discomfort. You do not need to invent calm. The shoulders have carried invisible responsibilities. They have held the fear of disappointing others. They have prepared for demands that did not arrive. They have remained raised toward problems that belonged to another day. The breath comes, the breath goes. My shoulders return tomorrow to tomorrow. You are not refusing tomorrow. You are returning it to its proper place. The future does not need to sit on your shoulders before it arrives. One more out-breath. My shoulders set down what is not here. Let your attention move toward the neck. This is where unspoken words may gather. The explanation you never gave. The answer you wish you had offered. The truth you swallowed to keep the peace. The plea you repeated when someone would not listen. You do not have to say all of it now. You do not have to rehearse it again. What is true remains true, even in quiet. My neck loosens around unsaid words. Let the warmth reach the jaw. Perhaps it is tight. Perhaps your teeth have been meeting with more force than necessary. You do not need to pry them apart. Let the out-breath create the smallest space. You are no longer standing in the old conversation. No one is asking you to defend yourself in this moment. My jaw steps out of the old argument. The mouth can soften. The tongue can rest. You do not need to find the perfect sentence. You do not need to make anyone understand before you are permitted to feel calm. My mouth rests from explaining my heart. Bring awareness to the cheeks and the space around the eyes. You may have watched closely for signs of change. You may have studied screens, faces, and silences. You may have searched the valley until your vision became tired. The hidden distance can remain hidden for now. Your eyes do not need to solve it. My eyes stop searching the fog for proof. Let the forehead have a little more room. Thoughts may continue. They are not mistakes. You do not need to chase them away. Let them pass through awareness without becoming assignments. One thought may say that you have forgotten something. Another may ask you to check again. Another may return to the same unanswered question. You can hear them without following. My forehead clears one small space. The mind does not need to become silent. It only needs to stop treating every thought as an emergency. The breath moves out. My mind can wander without controlling. Bring your awareness down toward the throat. This place may remember the times you were afraid to speak. It may remember when your truth was dismissed. It may remember when silence kept you safer. You do not need to force your voice open. Only remind yourself that you have choice now. You can speak when speaking is wise. You can remain quiet when quiet protects you. My voice belongs to the present. Move toward the chest. There may be heaviness here. There may be longing. There may be love with nowhere to go. There may be grief that appears without warning. Do not push it down. Do not make it leave. Let it be held within a wider space. The chest can contain feeling without becoming a prison for it. My chest has room for feeling and breath. The warmth reaches the area around the heart. You have asked this heart to remain strong. You have asked it to keep hoping. You have asked it to forgive. You have asked it to survive what it did not choose. You do not need to ask anything more of it right now. My heart is not responsible for every ending. A person may have left. A plan may have changed. A hope may still be waiting. Your heart does not need to close around these things to prove they mattered. Love can remain without becoming a grip. My heart can care without chasing. Bring awareness toward the ribs. Feel or imagine the quiet movement created by breathing. The body knows how to make space and return. It does not demand that the valley be fully visible. It takes the air available now. My breath meets only this moment. Let attention move down toward the upper belly. This place may tighten around uncertainty. It may hold the feeling that something is about to happen. It may prepare for disappointment before there is evidence of it. Do not shame the tightening. It has tried to warn you. Speak to it through the exhale. My belly no longer predicts the hidden path. The body may not believe you immediately. That is all right. You are not making a demand. You are changing the conditions. A little honesty, a little warmth, a little time. My body can wait for what is real. Bring awareness toward the lower belly and the center of your body. This part of you may hold old fear without language. You do not need to name every memory. You do not need to understand every reaction before you can offer care. The breath leaves. My center is supported by present ground. Let attention move toward the hips. They may carry the effort of staying ready to move, staying ready to work, staying ready to respond. You can still move when movement is required. Rest does not remove your ability. My hips rest from constant readiness. Bring your awareness into the thighs. These strong parts of you have moved through difficult days. They have carried you away from places you needed to leave. They have helped you stand when you felt uncertain. Thank them without asking for another step. My legs do not walk tomorrow today. Let the knees soften in whatever way is natural. You do not need to hold yourself rigidly in order to remain safe. You can have structure without hardness. You can have boundaries without becoming frozen. My knees soften without giving way. Move toward the lower legs. Feel the support beneath them. The visible ground is enough. You do not need to cross the entire valley now. You do not need to prove how far you can go. My legs belong to the step before me. Bring your awareness to the ankles. These small, steady places help you respond to changing ground. They do not need the whole path mapped in advance. They adjust as the path appears. My ankles meet change with care. Now remember your feet. Whether they are touching the floor, resting on a bed, or placed somewhere else, they are supported. You may not feel deeply grounded. You do not need to force that feeling. The ground is still there. My feet are held by what is here. The toes can rest. They do not need to reach ahead. They do not need to hold the edge of the future. My toes stop gripping for certainty. The whole body may not feel different. That is not the meeting from easier. You have listened. You have offered another instruction. You have reminded the body that this hour is not every hour that came before it. A thought may return. Let it return. A feeling may rise. Let it have space. The work is not to become empty. The work is to stop giving every thought and feeling another burden to carry. You can begin setting down the assignments now, one line at a time. You do not need to say them aloud. You do not need to believe each one perfectly. Let the words pass through like warmth touching the white air. I set down the need to know everything. I stop rehearsing conversations that are over. I return other people's choices to them. I no longer carry every possible ending. I set down the fear of being misunderstood. I stop chasing answers through silence. I return tomorrow to its own hour. I no longer measure my worth through waiting. I set down the need to convince. I stop checking for what has not arrived. I return the past to the past. I no longer punish myself for learning late. I set down responsibility for every mood. I stop making distance mean rejection. I return hidden things to hidden time. I no longer force clarity before it comes. I set down the role of rescuer. I stop earning love through exhaustion. I return each person to their own path. I no longer abandon myself for approval. I set down old arguments. I stop predicting pain. I return to visible ground. I no longer chase the far edge. I set down false urgency. I stop forcing the door. I return to my breath. I no longer carry their answer. I set down comparison. I stop proving. I return to myself. I choose clear boundaries. I choose honest action. I choose wise support. I choose the next step. I soften my hands. I soften my shoulders. I soften my voice. I soften within. I can pause. I can wait. I can breathe. I am here. Ground remains. Warmth returns. More appears. Enough for now. Let the last words remain where they landed. You do not need to collect them. You do not need to remember all of them. One line may have reached you more deeply than the others. One line may have named the weight you are ready to stop carrying. If you wish to mark that choice, leave a dove emoji and write the one thing you are setting down. No explanation is required. A single word is enough. The choice does not become more real because others see it. The quiet act of naming may only help you see your own hand more clearly. Then return to yourself. Do not stay outside your own peace waiting for a response. The valley is still moving through its slow change. More shapes have returned. You can see the ground nearby. You can see where the path begins. There are still places covered by white air. Let them remain covered. You do not need every hidden part to appear before you can stop holding on. You have already discovered that the covering does not remove the land. You have already felt that pressure is not the only power available to you. You have already stood before the inner door without forcing it. You have already watched it move. Now the hand that pushed can become the hand that rests. The eyes that searched can look at what is present. The mind that predicted can wait for facts. The heart that chased can remain with itself. This does not make you passive. It makes your action cleaner. You will know when something is yours to do. You will make the call. You will set the boundary. You will complete the task. You will seek the right help. You will leave what is unsafe. You will speak where truth is needed. Then you will stop carrying all the parts that were never yours. Another person's readiness, another person's honesty, another person's growth, another person's response, the exact timing, the final outcome, the entire distance. You can walk without carrying the valley. You can care without carrying every life. You can hope without holding your breath. You can want without making want your home. You can remember without returning. You can love without losing yourself. The body may tighten again. The mind may reach again. This does not erase the moment you have created. When the old movement returns, you can come back to one part of the body, one hand, one shoulder, one breath moving out. You can ask, what am I holding that is not mine? You can ask, is there an action here or only fear? You can ask, what ground is visible now? Then stop. Do not turn the questions into another search. The first honest answer is often enough. Perhaps there is an action. Take it when you can. Perhaps there is a boundary. Honor it. Perhaps there is tiredness. Rest. Perhaps there is pain that needs support. Reach out. Perhaps there is nothing to solve in this hour. Let nothing be solved. Down. The warmth does not ask you to become a different person. It asks you to stop fighting the person who is here, the person who tried, the person who held too much, the person who made choices through limited sight, the person who still has feelings, the person who is learning that a hidden path is not a lost path. You can stand beside this person. You can offer the care you once waited to receive from someone else. You can become a safe place within your own life, not a place where nothing difficult happens, a place where difficulty does not automatically become self-abandonment, a place where fear can speak without becoming ruler, a place where grief can remain without covering the entire view, a place where responsibility is honored and false responsibility is returned, a place where the body is not punished for remembering, a place where the future is permitted to arrive in its own hour. The fog lifts gradually. The light reaches what was always there. The valley does not become worthy because it can be seen. It was worthy while covered. Your path does not become real only when you understand it. Your life does not become valuable only when it matches the plan. You do not become enough only after the answer comes. You were here beneath the covering. You were whole beneath the confusion. You were still becoming during the days that seemed motionless. You were still part of life while waiting. Nothing true about you was removed by the fog. The breath leaves once more. The hands can remain open. The shoulders can remain a little lower. The hidden distance can remain hidden. You have enough ground. You have enough presence. You have enough for this moment. And this moment no longer asks you to hold the whole world together.